Where did I put it? Okay. Hi, everybody. Andi Simmons here. I'm your host, and we're going to talk about investing today. Investing in real estate, which is my Bible, in no sense, because that's what I do, real estate. Now, this is my opinion. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so take that with a grain of salt. But historically, investing in real estate, whether it's your primary residence or you're investing it for income, it has proven to be a good thing over the long term. Now, some people do invest in real estate short term. They flip homes and all that is great. But there are more risks associated with that. There are capital gains associated with that. And there are also other factors associated with that. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the long-term investment. Okay. So first, in this market, everybody's trying to find, or in this world that we live in today, a way to hedge against inflation. What are our choices? Well, some people invest in real estate. Some people invest in gold. Some people invest in the stock market, but that could crash at any time. And don't get me wrong, real estate has had a history in the past of also going down, but for the long term, it has gone up more than it's going down. Same with stocks and everything else. Gold is kind of like a flat line. But going back to the point, if you decide that this is one of your asset category that you want to invest in, think long term and think of what you're trying to accomplish. Some people want to invest on second homes and use it. Some people want to invest in Airbnbs and produce income, 2 weeks out of the year, and also use it. Some people want to invest in long-term rentals. Now, in the past 10 years, there has been a huge amount of wealth pouring into real estate from institutional investors. What does that mean? Well, it means that they're taking the money from the stock market and investing it in real estate. So for the past 10 years, huge companies have bought and bought for rental purposes because it produces a huge yield and it is a very safe, higher yield than a bank will pay you, but it's a very safe investment because you always have the money there and it's just building equity over time. Now, that has caused some challenges for us in the real estate market because that means that we are competing, our regular buyers are competing with investors when it comes to making offers, and we have to now get in bidding wars with investors. Not so fun, but it is what it is. They have the cash. So, the ones that are now doing loans and are competing with cash sometimes will get outbid. Now, not every home, thankfully, fall under the criteria of the investors. They have to have certain age. They have to have certain yield that they produce for their return on investment. So that's all great. But if you wanted to invest in real estate besides your primary residence, think about like what these big, investors are doing. They are producing good amount of money because you have to park your money somewhere. And that's the bottom line. And that's what we're getting here. So hedging against inflation means that if you have this amount of cash and you keep it in your bank, your money will afford less in a year or 2 or 3 from now. It's not like your $100,000 is going to disappear. It doesn't go anywhere. But the asset that you could buy now versus what you could buy in a year or in 2 years or in 3 years is going to be less because your money is worth less. So that's what we're talking about when it comes to real estate investment. Some people decide to park, all their cash, part of their cash, whatever you want to do, 20%, 30%, 40%. But the idea of real estate investment is to do something with your cash. The next thing that, comes to my mind when it comes to investing is that prices continue to increase year over year. In Florida, we've had this phenomenon, 23% year over year of increases, especially in the past few years, because A lot of people have realized that, especially with COVID, that they want to live in climate weathers. A lot of people from up north that are dealing with cold weather all year want to come here. So we have snowbirds as well. Just part of the year, because some people don't want to be here in the summertime. We get it. But there's a lot of second home, primary residence, avoiding state tax, which we don't have. So Florida is a very unique investment environment when it comes to real estate, not just for your primary residence, but for second home, third home, Airbnb opportunities, because people want a vacation here. So all of that plays a role when it comes to real estate investment. And then the last thing that we want to cover is that the rentals are up year to date, actually year over year as well, 7.5%. That means that the rents keep getting more expensive. So if you are an investor and you're parking your cash on real estate, you get to increase that investment amount that you did year over year. You get to increase those rents and make more money on the same amount of money you invested, originally. Now, yes, taxes do increase. Yes, insurance do increase, but that's when that increasing of rent comes to play, because it kind of is a wash. As your expenses are going up, your rents are also going up. Now, you don't make the mistake of not increasing your rent in your tenants because your tenants are nice. Don't do that. I am a nice person and I give a lot, and charity is my thing. But when it comes to investment, you cannot think that way. When it comes to investment, you have to think about what your money is doing for you. And your idea is to build wealth. And over a long term, whether you are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old, whatever, however old you are, when you are investing or starting to invest, you are thinking in the future. Because obviously we're all planning to live in the future at some point. We do have to eat in the future, and we don't want to work forever. So the idea is to make your money work for you. So that's my 2 cents when it comes to investing in real estate.